For today's video, we are going to be testing out the brand new Physicians Formula Breakfast Club collection. I have for you guys the entire collection to swatch, to test out, to see what we think of it. So let's go ahead and get started. Don't kill me, but I've actually never seen the Breakfast Club. I know you guys are gonna be like, why are you reviewing this then? But I thought you guys might be interested. It looks like a cute collection nevertheless, but I've never seen it. I know that it's something to do with like them being in detention and dancing a lot. That's really all I know, but I figured I could still do this collection and show it to you. So this is the volume 1 of the face palette. So really cute packaging on everything. Obviously, if you are a big fan of the movie, you'd be a fan of this. Oh, it even has like little pictures on the inside. That's cool. I love that they have the little emblems in here. That's really nice. Let me remove this film so we can see the colors as true as they are. So there's a look at the first palette right there. It looks really pretty. You have some bronzer shades in here, a highlight, a blush. It looks really nice. And then we have a volume 2, which I'm thinking is going to be a deeper version. Yes, I like that they did 2 different palettes. I like to see it. I like to see that they are, you know, trying to cater to more than just one skin tone. So this is going to be our second palette. It's just called volume 2, Saturday Detention. If I didn't say the last one was also Saturday Detention, it's just volume 1. So here's a look at that one. Let's see, it has a few different pictures on the inside, and then you have the same kind of theme with the paper airplane. And then there's a look at that one there. And then let me show you them next to each other so you guys can kind of compare here. Here's a look at them side by side. So honestly, I feel like it's just like a hint deeper. I still feel like this like second palette probably isn't gonna work for a ton of people. But if you are more like medium skin tone, it'll probably work. I would say the first one's probably gonna work better for like lighter skin tones. So there even could have been, I feel like a third palette in this would have been nice, but I'm glad they at least did 2. So we have that. And then there are also a lipsticks with this. There's a lipstick trio. So let me see the formula. So this is the Princess lipstick. It says you don't need to go camping in the 7th grade to learn this lipstick trick. With just one swipe, you'll get long wear, full coverage with a moisturizing semi-matte finish. Swipe this butterfly soft lipstick all over your lips for a nourishing pop of color. So there are 3 different colors in this one, and it's called, again, the Princess. It has like this clear packaging, which is kind of cute. So the first shade here, this one is a nude, and this one is I Don't Like Mondays. Let me swatch these. I'll do a swatch of the face palette here for you in a second as well. So there's I Don't Like Mondays. The next one in the collection is the World's an Imperfect Place, and this one looks to be more of like a bright pink. So there's that one next to the first one. And then the very last one in the collection is Get Real. Ooh, I like this color a lot. This is like a rosy mauve. It's like my type of favorite color. So there is a look. These are all 3 really pretty colors, definitely shades that I will wear. So curious to try this formula out and see if I like it. I don't really notice a scent, so that is good, but I like the clear packaging. I think it's kind of cute. Okay, and then here are the face palettes. I want to show them next to each other. So this is the lightest one right here first, and this is going to be the volume 2. So that one is a little bit deeper. I actually think this color looks really pretty. It's almost got like this pink to orange shift to it. It's almost like a duochrome highlight. Really nice. You've got really beaming shades. They all swatched really nice. And the these 2 ones on the end feel almost like a little bit more of like a cream product. And then you have more of like the drier, like true butter bronzer. So I'm kind of curious to try this formula. It almost reminds me of like the bronzers that Colourpop just came out with, or like their Super Shock Cheeks, like that type of like, you know, like bouncy type of feeling. All right, next in the collection, there is a 12 pan eyeshadow palette. I had a major travesty here. I have like eyeshadow everywhere because this came broken in my box, but this is the Being Bad Feels Pretty Good palette. And here is a look. I'm gonna try to like blow away the shade that kind of broke, but so you guys can actually see the inside of the palette. It's really pretty. It has these really pretty purples in here. I really like the more like earthy tones as well. You've got some golds. This like champagne looks really gorgeous as well. I'm really excited to try this out. It looks promising. And then of course I did have like that bronze shade that broke, but I should be able to still swatch it, I'm guessing. You also have some of the little emblems in some of the shades here, which I think is cool as well. So let me swatch these to my best of my ability. Also, my palette kind of like is coming out. Like I noticed it's like not even in here. So hopefully that's not going to be something that happens to you guys, but it did happen to me. But sometimes, you know, my FedEx guy can be a little aggressive with my packages, so who knows. But hopefully that doesn't happen with your guys' palettes. But I like the actual shape of this too. It's nice and small, compact. I like this style of palette for Physicians Formula. I am blown away with these swatches. I have had some issues with some Physicians Formula products in the past as far as their eyeshadow palettes go. I feel like they have not always been my favorite. It was the Rosé, I think All Day palette that I just wasn't a fan of, their Rosé palette. The formula in there was like really dry, but I normally can tell pretty well from swatches like if a shimmer is gonna perform well, and these are super pigmented, like very foiled. They look beautiful, and also the mattes were like really smooth to swatch. Everything felt very buttery, very creamy. I'm really excited to test this all out on the eyes, and the palette, actually the color story of it looks even prettier on my hand. And then lastly, to round out the collection, we have a mascara. This is the Detention Mascara, and I am not sure how I'm gonna feel about this one because again, I've had some issues with my hands. That's from that palette breaking everywhere. But I've had some issues with their formula of mascara before. I don't know. I've never really been my favorite from Physicians formula, but I will give it a try. Who knows? Maybe I'll love it, but let's now get into, I think, testing everything out. We've swatched everything. I will have links to it all down below if you guys want to go ahead and check out or shop any of the products. I will link it all for you. Let's go ahead and try the palette. Why don't we first? I've got you zoomed up so it's easier to see. I just grabbed my palette straight out of that so that I didn't like mess it up any more than it already is. So we're first gonna go into the lightest shade right here, and we're gonna use this all over the lid. It is pretty powdery when you grab it with your brush. So maybe just go a little softer with your brush there. This type of shade normally doesn't really show up on me because I do have like more medium skin tone, but sometimes I like to use it just as a base just to kind of start our blending process. Next, I grabbed this brown here on the very end. Again, it is pretty powdery, so just be careful. I'm gonna tap off to any excess, and I'm just gonna start to blend this shade into the crease. I think I'm pretty much gonna bring it all over almost my entire eye as well. I'm gonna work slowly with it. Seems very pigmented off one swipe application here. So I'm just gonna slowly like work my way into the lid with it. Very impressed with the blendability of this. It seems to be blending pretty nicely. I think next I'm gonna go into the purple in the palette, and I'm just grabbing this smaller MAC brush, and for this I'm just gonna work it a little more here into my crease just to start to kind of deepen it up. I'm gonna grab a little bit more here. So kind of pack and then start to blend in. Okay, I feel like they've got something with this formula in here. It is working much better than the mattes I've used from them in the past. I'm really liking this plum shade too. It's very pretty. Now for the shimmer, we're gonna grab this color. This one is absolutely stunning. So I'm gonna pick this up on my Colourpop brush, and I think I'm gonna just try it dry first, but we need to, yeah, let's wet our brush, because I noticed like when I dug into it a little bit more in the pan, it kind of got a little bit more creamy. So let's actually grab some, and then I'm gonna wet my brush. Okay, we'll try it that way, damp. So damp, yeah, it definitely looks more sparkly there, but I almost feel like it's still not as shimmery as it was when I first applied it. That looks really nice though. If you wanted like a soft wash, that looks pretty. I kind of feel like I want to get it a little more intense like it was in my swatches. So I am just going to grab it on my finger. You can tell there on the finger it looks way more foiled. So let's just apply it that way. Yeah, definitely I feel like your fingers would work best with this shade. Sometimes it just needs that extra touch. Wow, that is pretty. I feel like this looks like a look I could get with like my Natasha Denona like retro palette almost. This is pretty. All right, and for lower lash, I'm just gonna grab some of that brown shade and kind of just smoke it out here on our lower lash line. I'm also gonna grab a little bit of that purple here as well. Just focusing it here on the outer edge, and I'm gonna kind of connect it up here as well. Such a pretty like fall look. I mean, it's pretty any time of the year, but especially just like a fall, like a sweater. This would, I'm just like envisioning me wearing this with like a nice like cozy sweater, going to like the orchard. I'm so excited for fall, you guys. I love summer when it's here, but once it's here, all I can think about is fall because it's like my favorite season of the year. Although I hate the snow because we get snow here in Michigan. I always know that that comes after fall, but I always get so excited. Like fall activities are just the best thing ever. Let's now try out the mascara in the collection. It says that this is supposed to be a lengthening and volumizing mascara that also has lash strengthening keratin in here. Features a non-clumping brush for maximum performance. So obviously that sounds like everything we want in a mascara. So like I said, I don't have high end hopes for this one, but who knows? We could be blown away. I feel like I said that with the eyeshadow palette, and I'm very pleasantly surprised. So hopefully I feel the same about the mascara. All right, it's definitely gripping my lashes nicely. I'm gonna go in for a little bit more because it does feel a little bit dry on the wand. Kind of doing the little wiggle motion here. I wanted to show you a quick look before I apply it on the other side. So here is a lash with it, a lash without it. I think it looks really, really good. Okay, and there it is on both lashes. I'll be curious to see how this lasts throughout the day. If I get any like flaking or anything, I'll update you guys in the pinned comment section if that does happen. Let's now zoom out and go ahead and try the face palette. So for the face palettes, I'm first gonna go into volume 1 and we're gonna bronze up with this. I do already have like a cream bronzer on. I'm using the one from NARS, but we're still gonna bronze because I haven't like fully bronzed yet. So we're gonna go in with this one. This is the shade Class of 84. And I just got this Huda Beauty brush. This is like her face brush from her Glow Wish collection. I like using it for bronzer though. And I'm just gonna go ahead and start to build this up on the cheeks. The thing with the Physicians Formula Butter Formula is that I feel like you can never go too ham with it. I mean, you can, I guess, with anything, but I also feel like it just looks so natural on the skin that even when I use too much, I still feel like it kind of just gives me like that sun-kissed type of look. I'd say this feels kind of like their typical butter bronzer. It doesn't have that same smell to it though, so I don't know, maybe this is a different formula, but it's giving me the same results. And then now let's go in with this shade, which is the Athlete, and I think this one is just meant to be more of like a bronzer topper, like a little bit of a glow. Yeah, it's got a little bit of a shine to it. We're just gonna apply that just over top. This is a little bit of glowiness. I don't mind like a glowy bronzer, especially in the summer months. And then let's do the blushes. So this is the Rebel shade right here. We're gonna use that one first. And I've just got this Wet n Wild brush. I'm gonna tap a little bit off and I'm gonna add this just to our apples. In my opinion, Physicians Formula does really well in the complexion era. I feel like they have really great blush formulas, really great bronzers, obviously. And I also really like their highlighting formula. So for me, they've always kind of lacked in like the eyeshadow palette formula, but I feel like this one looks so pretty. Like maybe they've gotten a formula down, but this blush looks really nice. Let's now go in with the Princess shade. This is more of like your nude blush in the palette. I'm just gonna tap that right over top the other one. I'm gonna kind of work it into my eyes as well. You never have enough blush. Very cute. And then let's add our highlights. So I think I'm gonna go into Basket Case down here and use this one as our highlight. Yes. Ooh, that is pretty too. Okay, this collection, you guys, don't sleep on this. I feel like everything so far has been really nice. And here's that side. Very pretty, blinding, a little tinge glittery, but not bad at all. Apply a little to my nose as well. And then I kind of want to go in with this first shade. This one was kind of fun. It had like that little bit of reflect to it. So let's add just a tiny bit right in here. I don't want to go too overboard with it because I feel like we already have enough with that first shade. We'll add just a little bit more. And then why don't we add that shade to our inner corner? So I've just picked this up on my Detailed Dazzler brush and we're just gonna add that right in here just to give us a little inner corner pop. Yeah, it definitely has like a pink, a pinkish orangish tint. I am gonna add, I think, a little of the other highlight too because I feel like I wanted a little bit something more, like a little bit more blinding. So I'm gonna add the other highlight that we used on our cheeks right on over top. There we go. I just feel like we needed a little bit more of a brightness. So definitely the other highlight definitely has more of like that pinky orange tint to it. There we go. Okay, I'd say yes on this too. I feel like my cheeks look really healthy, nice and glowy, look tan. I like that. So this is the first palette, and then now let's go in with the lip. So I think I want to use that like rosy mauve. I feel like it'll look really pretty too with the purples that we have on. I'm going to first just line my lips. I'm going to use my big box of lippy pencils from Colourpop. It's actually still on sale on Colourpop's website. Highly recommend that set, you guys. I use it literally every single day. I feel like it's so easy to just grab whatever color lip you need and apply it. This one is the shade Shot Clock, if you are wondering. They have 50% off all of the Colourpop lips right now. I'll link down below the box set. All right, just a quick little line, and then let's go ahead and go in with the lip color. Ooh, pretty. Okay, again, this one is the shade Get Real, so you guys know. Formula feels nice. It's gliding on really smooth. So this is described as a semi-matte. I feel like I can definitely tell that. It feels really comfortable. The color payoff is really nice too. It gave us a lot of pigmentation. It doesn't feel overly heavy or anything like that. I feel like I can definitely feel it, but it almost reminds me of like a velvet lip in a way. It's really pretty. I like the color and the formula. It feels pretty nice. It does say it's long wearing, so I'll be curious to see how it wears. But you guys, this is our final look using the Physicians Formula Breakfast Club collection. I am thoroughly impressed with every single thing that I tried out in this video. Starting with the eyeshadow palette, however, mine was broke, so I feel like I knocked a couple points off for that, but that could have been the male carrier. But I do feel like this eye look is so beautiful. If I would have, like, I wouldn't have guessed that this came from like a drugstore palette because it just looks so like luxe. I feel like this could come from like a Natasha palette or like Huda Beauty. It looks really pretty. The mascara I was actually really surprised with because I do really like my lashes, and like I said, I haven't been the biggest fan of their mascaras in the past, but I think it looks great. The face palette I kind of knew I would like just because I really do enjoy these face palettes that they do, and I love their butter formula. I think it's beautiful, and I think it looks really radiant, healthy, nice on the skin. We did just try the volume 1. I am going to try the volume 2 at some point as well. I just wanted to kind of stick with one palette in this video. Very beautiful. Love the colors in here. And then the lip that I have on, like I said, it feels really comfortable. It looks pretty on the lips. I'll be curious to see how it does wear throughout the day. I would say if you are a fan of the Breakfast Club, hop on this collection because the quality is really nice. If you are not a fan of the Breakfast Club, you might still want to get this because I feel like it's really cute. If you like the color story of the eyeshadow palette, or you like the color stories of the face palettes, even the mascara, like maybe grab this collection if you're at Ulta next time, or if you see this at your drugstore. I think it looks really beautiful, and I am thoroughly impressed. I can't wait to try it out again and again and see what other looks I can come up with. I'm curious down below if this is a movie that you guys regularly watch. Do you love it? Are you like knocking your screens saying, why don't you know this movie? Do I have to watch it? Let me know down below. Again, I will have links to everything that I did talk about and use in today's video in the description box. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you very soon with a brand new video. Bye friends.